Hello.
Hello.
It's Thirsty with the Bells.
Okay, here we go. So what happened? What had happened was he broke my bell, and so I just felt like, in this season and in this time, God needs a new, louder sound.
It's a new sound.
A new sound.
A new sound.
That's right. So I have a new bell. I don't know how often you're gonna see it because it makes my head, twist a little bit. I do have it, and it's not that pretty, but if you come to any Davidson football games, you will hear it.
The bell.
Yeah.
Oh, so we are, for those of us who are.
It's my bell.
They
I'm
can't
sorry.
hear me with the bell.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
For those of us who work in the school system, we're winding down.
Oh, it's that time again.
Mobile calendar, we're down to 2 hands now, like 9 or 8 days. Well, no, actually about 7 days. About 7 days.
7? Okay.
7 or 8 days, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I know we almost to 1 hand.
Almost
to 1 hand.
Okay, all right.
So I'm excited about that. Hope that you are. Make sure you get your kids, your children involved in some summer activity.
I'm not excited. They'll be here and they'll be eating up all the food.
That's why I said get them involved in some summer activity.
They're going to eat up all the food, all the snacks, and use up all the towels.
All the hog balls.
And all the clothes are going to be everywhere. They're going to be here all day for 2 months.
So I thought about
Friday.
All the hog balls.
All the hog maws.
Chicken with
all the
pig feet.
chitlins. All the pig feet. I like pig feet. I'm sorry. I don't. I can't with you. Go ahead.
But we're gonna try to keep this good and impactful.
That's right.
So we gotta make sure we have plenty of food for them.
I don't know. Pray for me.
But in the community, having the community
news.
Community. Well, the first thing coming up is this Sunday.
Right. That's right.
We have an open house this Sunday by
the
realtor.
Yes, I'm a realtor. For those of you who don't know, Better Homes and Gardens. Woo woo.
Go ahead.
But, open
BHG.
house. Yeah, BHG. Green. Blow it up. Woo. So I have open house 9693 Brooklyn Way South. That's out Halls Fair Road, in Brooklyn Way off Halls Fair Road, Snow Road, in that area. So come out and see me this Sunday from 2 to 4. Come on out, see me. I may have some cookies, some juice, some water. I'm not sure. I might.
So if you're in the market for buying a house, or you're getting ready to buy a house, you need a house, or you need a realtor.
Yeah. I'm your girl.
Tamika Bell is the one you need to come see.
Come see me.
This Sunday.
This Sunday.
From what time?
I said from 2 to 4.
2 to 4?
2 to 4.
2 to 4, so make sure you get there.
Uh-huh.
Also, this Tuesday,
yes.
There have been a series of, this will be the 4th one coming up this Tuesday, the last one.
Yeah.
But the Mobile Chamber of Commerce Growth Alliance Task Force, along with NAACP, have been putting on these free seminars that are boot camp for nonprofits and small businesses.
Yep.
And it has been very informative, very impactful.
Yes.
They had some very good speakers to come out from the community, business owners who are successful in their field.
Mm-hmm.
And they are
Mr. Clarence Johnson. He owns Bama Pest Control, and everybody I know have heard of Bama Pest Control. Mr. Nathaniel Patterson.
Patterson
Consulting.
And Mel Washington with SBA, Small Business Administration.
Out at University of South Alabama.
And this week we had Miss Hartzog, who I just love. She is great.
Carlisha Hartzog. She is awesome with Hartzog Consulting LLC.
She does branding and marketing, so you need that. You contact her. She's on Facebook.
We forgot Mr. Anton.
Mr.
Anton, yes. The financial
finance. He was finance. So this week is the last week of the workshop. So if you're in the area, you have not heard, come out. It's absolutely free. You can look up the event on Eventbrite. Miss what's the name? Tanisha Carroll is the organizer of this event. So go Eventbrite, register for the event. She'll definitely see an email. Find her on Facebook. And this week's speaker will be Miss Janice Malone. And the topic this week is building your future, leadership and management. So
Mr. Dorsey as well.
Yeah, Mr. Dorsey. Mr. Dorsey will be a featured guest. Larry Dorsey will be a featured guest, and he is the owner of Dorsey and Dorsey Engineering.
That's right. That's great.
And also on June the 10th, kind of early, but June the 10th and the 11th, for your calendars, for if you're married or if you're single. Vivian, Ronald and Vivian Dorsey are doing a marriage conference.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And we'll be there. We'll be hosting that weekend.
Come see us.
Well, with Rona and Vivian Dorsey. It's a marriage. Oh, what a beautiful thing. I love that.
And I love it because they are allowing single people to come.
Exactly.
Because when I was single, there was a time during my singleness when I did not feel single, and I wanted to learn as much as I could about being a married woman and marriage. And I wasn't one of those single people who wanted to be in there to scope out, Yeah. Right, because that happens.
Yeah,
that's why we have a lot of single people who ask us, well, why can't we do it? Why can't we come? We know you guys, but there are some who want to come scope. So I wasn't one of those.
Motives are all in the wrong.
Right. So I love it that they are allowing single people to come. So if you want to come in and hear some nuggets, just maybe be around some married people, have that married spirit to rub off on you. When I was single, I think all of my friends were married, except for a couple of them. So yeah.
Well, you can register on their website. It's marriage, MOWAT. Marriage, what a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it'll probably be down at the bottom of this screen.
Yep, right there.
Yeah, right across the bottom of the screen.
So that's www.OMABT.org.
It's at the bottom of the screen.
Right there. Yes.
This Wednesday.
Yes.
Coming up, May the 25th, from 12 until 1, right?
It is 11:30 actually.
11:30 to 1 p.m.
To 1.
Come on out with Push Inc. That's with our good friends Nykeelan and Ebony Nichols. But it's Push Inc. It is catered to the kids. Well,
it's a lunch and learn. You get to learn more about their program, the organization itself, Push, and the programs that they offer. It's a fundraising event. They're looking to do a summer camp this summer, and they also do all type of things throughout the school year in local schools. And then lunch and learn this Wednesday from 11:30 to 1 at Goodwill Easter Seal. That's the Goodwill Easter Seal located at 2448 Gordon Smith Drive. All right?
All right.
Right now, that's all of our announcements. Now to the media while you're watching us right now.
These announcements, I feel like we have a real church organization.
One thing I want to talk about is just being a good steward. Lately, I know last year we talked a lot about financing and budgeting and getting things in order. And it's like I'm beginning to hear that all over again. About financing, budgeting, checking your credit. And you can, I don't care how disciplined you are, you can always go back and find ways you can cut back or improve. There's always an area of improvement that we can make in our lives. With that being said, I'm going to read this passage out of Matthew chapter 25. It's a very familiar parable. Chapter 25. I'm going to read just a snippet of it, and we're going to kind of talk about it a little bit. But 25, beginning at verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servant and delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, and to another 2, and to another 1, each according to his own ability. And immediately he went on a journey. Then he who had received 5 talents went and traded them, and made another 5. And likewise he who had received 2 talents gained 2 more also. But he who received 1 talent dug in the ground and hid the Lord's money. And after a long time, the Lord of those servants came and settled their accounts with them. I'm going to start right there in verse 19. In the text clearly says that he issued them talents according to, according to their own ability. We're all built differently. When I'm talking to youth and young people, I always encourage them, never compare yourself to anyone else.
That's right.
Because God created us all differently. He gifted us all different. And me trying to compare myself, who is a scientist, a science whiz, a genius in anatomy and biology, if that's not my field, God hasn't gifted me in the area, I can't compare myself to them. But I can compare myself to the person I am and the person I desire to be according to how God created me. So you always want to be better than you were last year. You always want to seek improvement in yourself. So with that being said, it said that he issued them time according to their own ability. So they all was issued things differently, not the same amount, as you clearly saw. And just like in our natural life, we all are gifted. We all are financially not the same. We all gifts are not the same. But based on what we have, God expects us to be a good steward with it. And I think a lot of times we get discouraged because we don't have what so and so has, so I don't have to be that good of a steward. Or I don't need a budget because I don't make enough to budget. That's a lie.
That's right.
That's a lie.
That's right.
If you only make $100 a week, you need a budget of $100 a week. You need to know where every dime is going. God has gifted you, and He's giving you what you need. And if you're a good steward with it, and you use it wisely, He will bless it with increase. We have seen Him do that in our life. Not that we've had so much, but we use what we had wisely according to how God wanted us to use it, and we watch Him give the increase in other areas. So you're trying to do things, you're trying to receive biblical principles. You're trying to receive a biblical promise when you're not applying biblical principles.
That's it.
You get it? You're looking for the promise of the abundance and the overflow that He promised to give you, but you're not applying those principles that He gave you about being good stewards, by reaping and sowing. You're not applying these simple principles that yield the promise that's tied to them. You get it? So although the one who had 5, he went and traded and he gained 5 more, so now he has 10. And guess what? If he used that 10 wisely, he can go back and flip it, as they say these days, and get 20. But we have to be good stewards over whatever it is God is giving us. No matter how great, how small, God, I need a bigger house. God, I just need a bigger house. This is a house I'm living in right now. It's too small. I'm running out of space. But you ain't taking good care of it. You're not being a good steward with what He's giving you, but you want Him to give you more. Does it make sense? Lord, I need a new car. But the one you drive, you can't keep it clean. You're not taking good care of what He's already blessed you with. You know, you want God to do more, but you're overlooking what He's already done. What He's given you. What He's giving you. You better jump in here anytime.
Go ahead.
You got to be a good source of what He's giving you. And not expect so much from Him, and Him not expect so much from you. To whom much is given, much is required. Because here in the text it says that you've been faithful over a few things. Now I make you rule. Come on, I make you rule over many. Or you've been faithful over what He's giving you. That's what I'll leave you with today. Just that simple. Or you being faithful with what He's giving you, big or small. Or you being faithful with it. Or are you complaining that it's not enough? Or you're always grumbling and complaining instead of being a good steward, maximizing it, being faithful with it, and so He can able to trust you with more. See, you have to be able to be trusted with more. Because if you're not a good steward with the little, if He can't trust you to be a good steward with $100 a week, how can He trust you with $1,000 a month? How can He trust you with $1,000 a month if you can't even be a good steward with the little that you have? And if you get $1,000 a month, if you have an excess, abundance, if you're just abundantly blessed, but you're spending frivolously, you're still not being a good steward. You're not. There are so many things that you can do with what God's given you. It's our timer. There are certain things you can do with what God's given you if you're being a good steward. There's so much more He will do in your life for you if you're a good steward of what He's already given you. Go ahead, you gotta say something. You can't just look at me and smile.
Oh, okay. I mean, the Holy Spirit is flowing, so I couldn't just break it.
Yeah, but that's the question I want to leave you, the thought I want to leave with you is, are you being a good steward?
I guess I will say this part. A lot of times, and the bottom line is, a lot of times we're just spoiled.
Yeah.
And we don't realize it. We don't realize that we're spoiled. And there are things that we think that we need that we really don't need. And God is trying to say to us,
you better preach.
You know,
I heard that Sunday.
He's preparing us for something. You hear a lot of people that are saying, oh, you don't want to hear about this, you don't want to hear about that, I don't want to hear about any negativity, I don't want to hear about anything bad. But God is preparing us for something. So you do want to listen, and you do want to build you a storehouse. You do want to, in every area of your life, you do want to be a good steward of your finances. And do you really need another pair of shoes? Do you really need, and you work and you do want things, you want to enjoy life, but you have to ask yourself, what else can I do? Am I really saving like I should? Am I really being a steward like I should? Okay, well, yeah, okay, I may have my 3 to 4 months of income in my savings, and I may have I might be out of debt. I may have things paid off, but at the same time, I might be lacking in another area. There could be other areas that you're not being a good steward, and it's not always about money. So you could. Are you going to church when you're supposed to? Are you being a good steward over church?
Are you giving like you should?
So, you know, a lot of times we're spoiled, and we want a whole lot, and we don't understand what God tells us no, but we feel like we're being so good, and why is he telling me no and I can't have it? And he may just be simply trying to tell you you're spoiled. Hold off. Just wait for a second. There may be something else that I'm trying to show you, and I'm saying it because I've been there. It's really hard when God tells you you're spoiled. It really is. And so for me, that break-in was awesome, and I'm glad that happened to me.
And you know, lastly, this is for those who have had Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. We did that when we first got married. Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. If it's not in the envelope, you can't have it.
Can't spend it. Can't do it.
Sorry. Oh. It's only for those who took Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University.
If you've taken it,
you know what we're talking about. If it's not in the envelope, you can't get it. And if you're not using the envelope, you gotta get the envelope. And we're guilty of not using the envelope. I just told my wife last week, reminded her again yesterday, we're going back to the envelope system.
Go back to the envelopes. Yeah.
It's old school, but it works.
Yeah, it does.
It works.
It is.
You'd be surprised. If you sit down and look at your bank, and I'm getting into finances, but if you look at your bank statements weekly, you'll be surprised at how much you spend in just small amounts throughout the week using a debit card.
And you know, one thing about it, and I know we are over time, but I won't hold you long. You better preach, Reverend. One thing about it, going back to that spoiled statement, and you've probably heard us say this before on the other episodes, but Americans are spoiled compared to other countries, and that's just bottom line. Nobody fights you on that statement. Americans are spoiled as opposed to other countries and the things that we have and how blessed we are. And so when God says, where's that in Mark? All right, I'm in 8. I'm in 8:34. When he had called the people to himself with his disciples also, he said to them, whosoever desires to come after me, let him deny himself. Let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. That part of denying himself, that part really, really, really should sting a lot of people because it's so simple. Let him deny himself. We have become a selfish people, a selfish and spoiled people in a lot of areas. A lot of areas. We have not been denying ourselves of anything. No, we haven't.
Wow.
We haven't.
Ouch.
No, we haven't.
Ouch.
No, we haven't. We won't deny ourselves of relationships because we want to be happy and feel good. It says, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. No, we don't. We don't want to deny ourselves. We don't want to deny ourselves of spending. We don't want to deny ourselves of obedience, just being obedient, period. Because we want to feel good and we want to be happy. No matter who we're with, male, female, whatever, we're just going to be happy. You see, we're not denying ourselves in any area, whether it's money, relationships, material things. So you have to look at yourself and ask, Matthew 8:34, am I really denying myself, taking up my cross and following him? Because I don't think so. That's what's happening. We're not doing that. And so that's why we have all of this stuff going on where everybody wants to be happy and everybody wants to feel good. And this is Christians too, not just the world. We want to feel good. We want to do what we want to do. We want to spend how we want to spend. We want to have a big house. We want to have a big car. And we want to sleep with who we want to sleep with. That's not denying ourselves. Period. Period. So let's go back to Matthew 8:34. Let's look at that. Let's really look at that.
You ain't had nothing to say. So, deny yourself.
Yeah.
Deny yourself. Obey God. And then be a good steward.
Yeah. That's it.
If you deny yourself, truly deny yourself, I guarantee you'll be a good steward. because you'll be open to hear what He wants you to do. Because it's no longer your will, but His will for your life. So, with that being said, I think it's a good place to say, see you next week.
Yes.
We love you.
Yes.
God bless you. Remember to always empower others and change the world one life at a time.
It's all about family. It's about you and me. It's all about family. Loving unconditionally. It's all about family. Caring unselfishly.
And with God on our side,
We'll make it, we'll survive. A feeling of togetherness is what we have. Loving one